Okay, we're ready. So today we're going to start with group 3, and then group 2, and then group 1, right? So group 3 is Calvin, Rocco, Sunisa, and Paulina, right? It's Paulina. Pauline.
Can we share the screen for the visual aid?
Oh yes, let me get that for you. I'm sorry.
Thank you.
I have to make you the host. Put you back in that other view. Lisa, Calvin. Is just one person using the video or everyone needs to share?
I'll just click through the slides for everyone.
Okay.
Yeah, I think it'll make that easier. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So should we just start whenever?
Yes.
Okay. Have you ever had a dream that you thought would never come true? Today, we're going to talk about something that doesn't have to stay a dream, but a possibility that we can strive for. Imagine a world where every student, regardless of their financial background, has the opportunity to pursue a higher education for free and without the burden of debt. According to the US News, in-state tuition and fees at public national universities has soared by 158% in the past 20 years. People across our country are struggling to keep up with this increase. So we are here today to talk about why providing free higher education in the United States is a positive impact for all of us. Free higher education is a crucial investment in our future. Um, as students who are all in higher education right now and are paying varying tuitions, we understand the financial challenges of pursuing higher education, and we understand the barriers that many may face. So our research and personal experiences have shown the benefits of making higher education accessible to everyone. Today, we will discuss how making higher education free can promote economic development, narrow the socioeconomic divide, and empower individuals to reach their full potential. Now let's talk about how free higher education promotes economic development.
Providing free higher education stimulates economic growth in several ways. First, it increases the number of skilled workers in the workforce. A more educated workforce attracts businesses and investments, leading to broader economic expansion. High-wage states often have well-educated workforces, reflecting a clear and strong correlation between educational attainment and median wages. As the Economic Policy Institute states, high-wage states are states with a well-educated workforce. There is a clear and strong correlation between the educational attainment of a state's workforce and the median wages in the state. Moreover, higher education enhances earning potential, which results in higher tax revenues and reduced poverty rates. According to the Economic Policy Institute, investing in education is also good for state budgets in the long run, since workers with higher incomes contribute more through taxes over the course of their lifetimes. This investment in education not only supports individual financial stability, but benefits the state budgets by increasing tax revenues. Additionally, free higher education fosters economic development by reducing property taxes. As businesses and investments increase due to a more educated workforce, commercial tax revenues rise. This growth allows municipalities to improve local services such as schools, emergency services, and public transportation, thereby alleviating the property tax burden on residents.
And now we're going to talk about the socioeconomic divide. You can go to the next slide. Students with more financial resources have a significant head start to their educational journey. Free education provides equal opportunities for all, regardless of their financial background. You got it. Free education is actually available in other places like Germany and Norway. They have free education, and it levels the playing field regardless of your financial situation. Everybody gets the same exact educational opportunity. Free education helps level the playing field, offering equal opportunities to all students, regardless of their financial background. Kids that grow up in low income families and bad financial areas will have these same opportunities as the kids that grow up in rich neighborhoods and with rich families. Better paying jobs. Statistics show that if you have a higher education, you can make a substantial amount more even weekly. Even with this associate's degree on the chart you can see on the right, you will make about $300 more than somebody with no further education beyond high school. According to the U.S. Bureau of Labor Statistics, people with a bachelor's degree have median weekly earnings of about $1,300 compared to $800 for those with only a high school diploma. Free education could help people with the inability to go to school due to financial problems make their lives easier and make their kids' lives easier for their future, regardless of their financial situation growing up. Now that we've seen why providing free education promotes economic benefits and narrows the social economic divide, let's take a look at why free higher education allows individuals for a chance to reach their fullest potential.
Free higher education allows individuals as a chance to reach their full potential. Next slide. What if the path of your dreams was no longer blocked by the cost of tuition? Financial barriers can prevent many from pursuing higher education. As a student, I researched the impacts on education and the transformative power. Today, I will discuss how it opens doors, encourages lifelong learning and personal growth, and positive societal contribution. Let's begin with understanding how free education can open doors for opening doors to personal and professional growth. Next slide. Free higher education opens doors to personal and professional growth, allowing people to pursue their passions and talents. Next slide. According to the Bureau of Labor Statistics, a fact-finding agency from the U.S. government, individuals with a bachelor's degree have a 37% chance, 37% more of job categories compared to those who only have a high school diploma. This allows people to explore and pursue careers that align with their interests and talents. Next slide. So this is by the agency. So this chart shows basically from the highest degree you can get to something that is less than a high school diploma. As you can see, people who have a high school diploma are more likely to be unemployed. So imagine if you don't have a high school diploma, your chances are even higher for not being employed. Next slide. Now that we understand how free education can open doors, let's next look into how free education can encourage lifelong and critical thinking essential for personal development. Next slide. A study by Pew Research Center, a think tank based in Washington, D.C. And those who don't know what a think tank is basically an organization that conducts research on analysis and provides recommendations to our government. They found that 87% of college graduate students in lifelong learning activities, I'm sorry, let me go back. They found that 87% of college graduates engage in lifelong learning activities, such as, next slide, online courses or workshops, compared to the 62% of high school graduates who don't. Free higher education fosters a culture of continuous and personal and professional development. Now that we covered that, lastly, next slide. When individuals are empowered to reach their full potential, they contribute positively to communities and society as a whole. Next slide. The National Science Foundation reports that 60% of patents in the US come from individuals with an advanced degree. This highlights how educated individuals drive innovation and solve complex problems, leading to a societal advancement. Now, I would like to address some concerns. Some may think free higher education might make students less motivated and overcrowd colleges, lowering education quality, but I have responses to that. Now, let's look at value in free education. Countries like Germany have free education and high graduation rates. Supports matters more than cost. Quality of education. Proper funding and planning and maintain education quality even with more students. Commitment and motivation. Free education can have requirements like good grades or community service to keep students motivated. With tuition stress, students focuses more better. Next slide. Question to the audience. Can you think of ways your life may change if you had the opportunity to pursue higher education without financial barriers? Anyone? Okay. Clearly, free higher education brings numerous benefits to individuals and society. Let's review why it's such a critical investment in our future.
We've seen how free higher education can drive economic development, narrow the socioeconomic divide, and empower individuals to reach their full potential. Free higher education is critical because it makes society better and more equitable for everyone. It gives people hope and an incentive to want to reach their full potential to make dreams become a possibility. Let's remember that education is not just a personal benefit, but a public good. It's a key driver for economic growth, social mobility, and civic engagement. By making education free, we're not just investing in ourselves, we're investing in our collective future. Thank you.
Nice. I enjoyed that very much. What do you think, class? Oh, class? Okay. Any questions? Remember, you get extra credit for questions.
What made you think of using a speech instead of a different type of visual aid? Slides, I mean, sorry, my brain is completely fried tonight.
Can you state the question again?
Sorry, yeah, I misspoke. So what made you think of using a slideshow instead of a different type of visual aid for your speech?
I don't know. We just thought it was more proper for people to see. I don't know. It motivated.
I think online, I think that's the easiest solution, especially like when you're going from like person to person and like different topic to different topic. I think slides are definitely the best way to go online.
Did anybody feel that the slideshow was a hindrance to the paying attention to the speaker? Since it was continuous throughout and never stopped.
I had like one little like pet peeve. It's not like too much of a problem. I feel like saying next slide in the middle of like talking kind of breaks the flow, and you're kind of like, oh, okay, so this wasn't really pre-planned. If it was really pre-planned, right, they'd have like key words at the end saying, okay, well, this word was said, next slide, which is like a more professional way of actually doing it. Like let's say when you're giving like a presentation, like any other class, like if you say next slide, it kind of just breaks it. I'm not sure, but that's how kind of I felt.
Any other questions or comments?
It's also a very specific pet peeve of mine, and your slideshow wasn't that bad for it. But it always really bugs me when slideshows have any particularly long sentences on them. You got to keep those short because you're saying the sentences.
I actually did have a question. What was the inspiration for your topic? I assume it's because we're all in college, but was it because anyone's like going through a certain type of financial struggle or just because?
I can answer that. Well, really, it's just like we're students and we all face the same thing. As far as it's easy to choose our classes, but when it comes to the financial part of it, it tends to delay us, or we have to work harder for it rather than focus on the education itself. So that kind of inspired us to like kind of push this narrative.
What do you think people can do to make this dream a real possibility?
Go to government officials. They're the ones that have the loudest voices. Petition, get everybody together, not just in Mercer County, but in all places of the U.S. I think we can make a change there. It start from our small governments and it gets higher. Yeah, that's basically it.
I
It
also
can
don't
happen.
I don't think people realize that if we get free education, it's not like the government's just giving money away. Like that's eventually gonna like come back to them and like be reinvested in the country. Like that's why it works in Norway and Germany. Like it's reinvested back in the country and it makes it overall yeah, it might cost a little more money now, but it'll set up future generations for better futures.
Yeah.
Okay. Any more questions or comments?
And it's called the land of the free, by the way, home of the brave. So there you go.
Is freedom really free?
Big question.
Okay. Great job. I enjoyed it. I think your classmates enjoyed it as well. Thank you for your efforts. Okay, so we'll have the next group. Group 2, which is Colin, Grace, Zane, Emma, and Isabel.
Sorry, my camera wasn't working all morning. Is my audio coming through okay?
Yes, you sound fine.
Fascinating. All right. little befuddled at my. Sorry. Okay. I didn't even have a visual aid prepared because it wasn't working. Don't worry. I think the other sections have their visual aids prepared. Cool. Anyway, am I good to go?
Yes.
All right. So today I'm here to speak about why you and everyone that you know should join a club on campus. Now, at Mercer County Community College, there are, of course, hundreds of classes and about over 60 graduate programs. And if you're curious, yes, I did count them all on the website, one by one. Took a while. Anyway, while yes, this also means that there are plenty of ways to engage with the school, different classes to take. You may also ask yourself, how can you have fun on campus? Well, balancing both your academic responsibilities with personal interest can be challenging, but whether you're just starting your college career or you're close to completing your degree, I know that might be some of you out there, you could try to join a club and find that balance with other students trying to have fun on campus. Joining a club at Mercer increases your academic and professional development. Don't get that twisted, But it also provides a lot of opportunities for developing leadership skills and engaging with your community, depending on, what kind of club you join. It also promotes your personal well-being, again, depending on what club you join. I've been at Mercer County for well over a year now. I started when I was in high school, and I personally am in the criminology club, and my experience has been nothing but positive with Mr. Cooley. So I've so far attended 2 of the events. One of them was a ride-along with the Hopewell Police Department, and the other being a shooting range trip, and where we learned about firearm safety and other such range formalities. And they were, I would say, informative in relation to my major, but they were also entertaining.
Before the club rooms were closed, the Spectrum Club room was one of my favorite places on campus. Their events were not only fun, they also connected me with other clubs and helped to expand my social circle.
As Grace said, well, at least kind of said, there's a lot of different clubs on campus. And in this particular speech, we'll be talking about hobby clubs, sports clubs, and community improvement clubs. So whether you're a new student or starting your journey, returning, whatever you're doing, there's going to be a club out there for you, and it'll help your college experience tremendously. Trust me.
To begin, one form of clubs is hobby clubs, such as art clubs. Art clubs improve your college experience by being a great place for artists to meet like-minded people and improve your skills while you're at it. For someone who does any type of craft, there are 2 kinds of visual art clubs available to take at Mercer, the Art Club and the Graphic Design Club. These can give you a time and place to work on your projects. It can be difficult for an artist to find time and the space at home to work on your personal art. Between school and work, it can be difficult to dedicate time to personal projects that aren't necessary. But the art club gives you a specific time to do this, and having a set time and place dedicated to your personal art every week can be really beneficial for growing your skill. Also, being around other people who share similar interests to you can be great for your growth, both as a person and an artist. It's also probably the easiest way to make friends around campus that share your passions. Especially in a community college with no dorms, I'm sure a lot of us relate to the struggle of finding friends. Joining a hobby club can quickly bring you closer to the people that you have things in common with.
Now that we've seen hobby clubs can improve your college experience, our club isn't the only one that particularly can do that. Let's say, for example, sports clubs. They can help your expectation to this experience, as they have many things that helps them stand out. Because not only is just a name like, let's say, basketball, baseball, they mean much more than that. And what I mean by this is they teach you valuable life lessons that you might never learn anywhere else. Let's say at work, at home, because you could be around people at your age or similar to your age, talking about their experiences, and that helps you build character. Sports also help with physical fitness, as most people should also try to do, while it also helps you, my bad, helps students excel in the sports thanks to the skills and friends they make along the way. when they learn French leadership, a sense of community, teamwork, connections, just a few things to say that can help them in future endeavors. If you can find a place that we feel passionate about, then making friends and learning valuable life lessons wouldn't be far away, as we should push this agenda of making students' lives more meaningful and fun as a way to enjoy their college days instead of regretting doing nothing in the future. So,
Mercer County Community College also has a rich history of athletic excellence. In case you were thinking about joining a club, they have 14 national championships across all of their teams and nearly 250 student athletes achieving All-American honors. And among the other sports teams, including soccer, basketball, lacrosse, softball, they all compete at high levels. Compete at high levels. For instance, the men's soccer team recently won the Region 19 championship and consistently ranks near the top in the regional playoffs.
Now, while we've discussed how hobby and sports club can improve your college experience, our final point demonstrates how joining a club can extend beyond its members to improve the world around you. While many clubs' helpfulness may extend beyond their members, such as many art clubs working to beautify their schools, some do more to extend themselves. Environmental clubs can be great not only for the school they're based in, but for the entire community around them. Back at Moravian, our environmental club is currently working to plant a pollinator garden on campus. But beyond that, as a beach sweep captain here at NJ for Clean Ocean Action, whose data-oriented beach sweeps have helped improve local and national policy, working with school clubs is a great way to ensure I have lots of volunteers, which you should absolutely do, because on beach sweeps you can find all sorts of cool things, like neat rocks. And you can also help the environment, which is full of animals, such as the sweet little puppy.
As we stated previously, joining clubs can help benefit any student in many different ways, whether they're just starting college or if they're continuing their education. While the wide range of variety of many of clubs may be overwhelming at first, students can benefit from joining them to help work on themselves and their personal skills. Joining clubs at Mercer allows students to build connections and learn different life skills that will help them in the long run, like teamwork, leadership, communication, public speaking, and a lot more. All students should at least consider joining a club, especially clubs that align with their personal interests and hobbies or their majors. There's a wide variety of clubs which cater to various interests, ensuring that everyone will be able to find the club that works best for them.
the end. Yay.
Okay.
Do we have any questions about clubs on campus or the speech?
Yeah, I got one. If any of you guys in the club in Mercer County?
Yeah,
If
I'm in the
so-
criminology club.
Okay.
I think I'm technically still a member of the Spectrum and radio clubs, but it's been harder to meet since of the whole room closure stuff.
Okay. Does it have any financial benefits to it? In terms of boarding college and books and stuff like that?
No. I
Joining
mean,
clubs
hey,
could
it can help you
you.
professionally though, if you get really good at your club.
As Colin said, yeah, that could help you professionally in your career. While also sports clubs do grant you scholarships, as when you transfer from high school to college, you get scholarships based on how you perform inside school and outside while doing sports.
Plus, clubs like Radio Club can help you learn a extremely marketable skill of being able to work with radio equipment, which is highly valuable, especially to the US government, which pays a lot to make sure that as many people as possible know how to operate ham radios.
A lot of four-year schools, as he said, also really like extracurriculars and might like offer you scholarships for those. And it also costs nothing to join a club, so it's not like you're losing money if you don't like it.
Okay, I guess you answered my question actually. I was asked what's the difference between that and a fraternity or sorority, but I know a sorority or
It depends on the school. Like, sorry.
Okay.
It really depends on the school you're at how much different a sorority or fraternity is going to be from a club. I've seen schools where they're basically just clubs, and I've seen schools where they're very much their own thing. But it really varies. At most, it's more of a social group, and at least it's really just a club that has a theme that's a little bit more abstract than like environmental club. Like I've seen some schools that have, public service clubs, stuff like that.
Okay.
I was gonna ask, is there any of you that like didn't join a club last year and there's a club that you're looking into for next semester that you wanted to join?
Kind of,
I know
yeah.
the reason
I'll
you
you
go
go
first.
Okay, since we both said at the same time, okay, I'll go ahead first. So I was kind of thinking about joining the football club because I remember last semester I was talking to some of them inside the gym while I was working out, and it sounded like pretty fun to me, honestly. That's why I got the idea of sports clubs and how they can actually bring you more together. Besides the gym, I think that's something you should do. You can join with other students, know more about their experiences, and perhaps it can help you too.
For me personally, I think what got me into clubs was actually Mr. Cooley. He's also the guy who runs the criminology club. So a good reason to get into clubs is actually to know your teachers, and that not just because knowing your teachers gives you that much chance of getting extra credit, but also just knowing them as people is generally good. They'll help you with their work during office hours and etc.
Plus, it gives you a chance to better know what exactly they're looking for. I know personally, being able to get more contact with teachers has definitely helped me figure out exactly what they really wanted from me in their class.
I had a question for Colin. Is your major criminal justice?
Yeah, criminal justice law enforcement.
Oh,
Question. I was expecting most of the groups to come today. So the fact that you guys actually pulled out visuals on cameras pretty impressive.
Okay, no more questions?
Anthony, we cannot hear you. I know you were trying to say something there.
Oh, okay. Anthony, you're on mute.
He was not muted when he was trying to
Oh,
speak, but
okay.
when I don't know what he was trying to say. He was coming through very
Can you hear me
weird.
now?
Yeah, we can hear you
Barely.
now.
Oh, barely. What about now?
A
Not
little
much better.
better.
Okay, never mind. Just disregard. It's fine.
A valiant attempt. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, when you said never mind, then we can see you and hear you.
What about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we can hear you. Go ahead.
Oh, so
I think if
not
your
so much a
earbuds
question.
Go
if your
ahead.
earbuds have audio cancellation, they might be trying to fight your air conditioner or fan.
Oh. Are you there, Anthony?
Are you
If
Okay,
you just type it out, I'll answer it,
go ahead.
or
Ask
whoever
your
it's directed
question.
towards.
wait? Can you guys hear me now?
Yes, we can
Yeah.
hear you.
For now.
Gotcha. Okay, no, so not a question, but a comment. I thought that was like really impressive that you guys actually pulled out a visual aid on camera instead of going the PowerPoint route. I think most of the groups would have opted for a PowerPoint route, so that was really impressive. I know, Colin, you said you didn't have a visual aid ready, but your approach to the speech, which gave like some comedic relief, made it very intriguing. It flowed very well. I thought that worked. It didn't take anything away from the speech, and I think you guys were very prepared for the questions that were being asked and very knowledgeable on it. So I just thought it was, great job.
Thank you.
Thank you, Anthony. Any other questions? I guess we're good.
Okay, good job. All right, and now for our last group, which is team one. And that's David, Anthony, Bria, and Ariel. Carla's not here.
It's not letting me share my screen for some reason for the PowerPoint.
Oh, I have to put you in the share. Hold on. Does everyone in the group need to share or just one person? Just one? Okay, so just Anthony. Okay, I hope we're going to be able to hear the whole thing with Anthony. You're just running in the video. Let me hear you say something.
What was that?
Okay, good. We can
Okay,
hear.
awesome. I can't hear you guys too well, but I can catch it. So
Okay, okay. Hold on. Let me make you a co-host. Okay, we're ready.
Have you ever woken up and felt the sensation of drowning? Like someone was sitting on your chest and making it hard to breathe? The cause can be a panic attack, and the chances are it will happen to you at least once in your lifetime. Panic attacks are just one of the many disorders that can come from having poor mental health. As you can see on the screen, the as you can see on the screen, the causes of a panic attack or the feelings that you can have from a panic attack are sweating, dizziness, trembling, accelerated heartbeat, lack of air, nausea or upset stomach, chills or heat sensations, chest pain or discomfort, fear or losing control, or the fear that you may be dying. Mental health is often thrown around in the media, but it can be a heavy topic. It is a huge umbrella term with many different variations, including mood, eating, and substance abuse disorders. Your mental health is a key and critical part of your overall health. We know this from the many resources found while researching this topic. Different mental health disorders can be either a sleep disorder, going off from what I said earlier about other mental health disorders like mood or eating disorders. It can be also a sleep disorder, specific phobias, illness or anxiety disorder, panic disorders, or the dissociative identity disorder. And now that you know the definition of mental health or different mental illnesses, let's take a look at 3 reasons why you should take yours very seriously.
Mental health issues can arise at any age, but it typically starts taking effect during adolescent years when you're still growing and adjusting to the world around you. When you're that young, it can be hard to navigate, and everyone copes in different ways. Only about half of the population dealing with mental illnesses actually seek help. The other half might not know that not seeking help has a much larger effect than they may realize. First, research has shown that a very unhealthy mind can lead to deterioration in your own physical health. Think about it. If your mental health has deteriorated, then you can start to lose autonomy in your being, causing you to not care for yourself any longer. This mindset can lead to a path of self-destructive behaviors. On this slide shown, depression is a huge example of this and what people typically refer to when they think of mental health. There also have been studies that linked chronic illnesses to mental health illnesses. Things like strokes, diabetes, asthma, etc., can all have an effect from mental health issues. In turn, when people are in a positive psychological state, it can heavily reduce physical health problems and illnesses. When people are heavily suffering through mental illnesses and feel there's no way out, they sometimes turn to substances. As you can see on the next slide, sorry about that. There's a huge spike linked to people with major depressive episodes and substance abuse, which is typically with drugs. About half the population that suffers from mental illnesses are affected at some point in their life by substance abuse, making them dependent on that substance. Suppressants like drug and alcohol can cause euphoric feelings and take away the stress temporarily, although this is only suppressing that empty feeling, causing you to eventually feel all of those bottled up emotions at once, which can be dangerous. This can cause more deterioration and damage to both your mental and physical health, further proving that they are connected. Lastly, mental health issues can affect social aspects of your life. Your body is constantly developing and trying to better itself, and when faced with mental health issues affecting that body, that can heavily impact how you develop as a person. Children who are affected by mental health issues early in life will most likely accumulate more mental and physical health issues throughout the rest of their lives if they don't seek treatment. Your social interactions and who you surround yourself with are so heavily important to your development as well. And mental health issues can affect the relationships you form with others. When this is happening, you can find it difficult to maintain relationships with others, connect with the community, etc. What people also forget is how your mental health not only affects you, but everyone around you as well. If you're in a good mental state, that is how you will perceive others. If your mental state is negative, your friends and family are also feeling that impact while trying to help you recover, which can additionally take a toll on them.
While those are three really good examples of the impact what mental disorders can have on a person there are still many, many more effects, which is why mental health should be taken extremely seriously. Now that you've seen some of the negatives coming with untreated mental health issues, we also want to discuss what would happen if you did take your mental health seriously. It is proven that taking your mental health seriously can lead to a healthy and productive lifestyle. For starters, since we already established health and physical health are connected, this means that having a positive mental health and will decrease the risk of disorders and illnesses later in your life. For examples, you will have lower blood pressure, normal sugar levels, and a reduced risk of heart failures due to a lack of stress. Sleep is easily, and I can't stress this enough, easily one of the most important things needed for our bodies to function properly and can really cause every aspect of who we are as a person. A decrease in hours of sleep and irregular sleeping patterns is also one of the major side effects of being depressed or having a psychological disorder. When you are in a healthy routine in life, guaranteeing consistent sleeping patterns, the quality of your sleep can even increase, causing you to have more productive and rewarding days. Trust me, I know I barely sleep out here. Lastly, a happy mind leads to a long life. Studies have shown that people who go through less stress have an overall better mindset and outlook on life and will live longer than people who suffer with mental health issues. Secondly, there are so many proven ways that your mental state to live a long and happier lifestyle. And thirdly, consistent exercise and meditation, journaling, being outdoors, building relationships, and enough sleep and overall self-care and mindfulness can make your focus more on yourself one day at a time. Another thing is after all these examples and you still can't really get out of that bad mind state, you can always seek counseling. It is it's hard sometimes. Trust me, I understand it's hard. It's hard to admit that you would need help and therapy can be expensive. I get it. But there's free counseling available to students and people who meet below a certain income threshold. Seeking therapy to improve your mental health can improve your sense of self, of help yourself gain worth, and it can help you gain communication skills and help you with coping skills. I mean, we're using communication skills now for this class, honestly, right? Some of us need it. Um, so why don't why would you want to turn into self-destructive habits?
If you ever feel as if you're drowning or you can't breathe, remember that there is always someone there for you. No matter how small you think your issues may be, it's always best to take care of yourself before anything else. Mental health is just as important as any other aspect in life and should be taken more seriously in the media and with the new generations. While some of these topics may be heavy, they should be known by everyone. Mental health can lead to dangerous thoughts and feelings, and no one should have to go through that without knowing how to solve it and what their options are. As you can see in the slideshow, these are some good mental health tips to have and to keep in mind. You could stay in touch with your support group, eat healthy, get adequate sleep, cut down on alcohol and other substances, exercise, and most importantly, seek professional help if you are truly struggling and can't go through it alone. In conclusion, you should take your mental health seriously. It is so easily brushed off as being emotional or anxious, but even those small feelings can lead to an unhealthy lifestyle. Seeking help is the most important thing when dealing with mental health issues because there are so many people going through similar issues and you are never alone.
Okay, any questions for group one?
I got a question. Anyone have like any personal experience with this, or is this kind of like a topic?
Can you hear me all right? Or
Yeah, I can hear you.
so we actually had a guy before I came out here while we were moving out in Texas, who was having like a lot of issues kind of with separation anxiety from his family, dealing with a lot of stuff. And when you're out in like in Iraq where I'm at, which is a combat zone, that's kind of like a big issue here because you have to be like mentally prepared for what you could experience here. And a very close friend of mine, he was scared to get the help because he didn't want to get kicked off the mission.
Mm,
Um, and eventually we decided to push him to do it. He's back at home. He's back with his family. He's in a better place now, and it was probably the best decision he could have made. And it really is seeking the help, right? Like that's like the biggest step that you want to take is trying to manage a way to find help. Because if you don't, you're kind of stuck in this circle of depression. You're kind of stuck in the circle of anxiety. I myself, I suffer from anxiety here and there. I've gotten better with it, and it really just depends on like the people that I can rely on, who I've trust with everything I have in me to get me through the harder days. So it's a
got
pretty meaningful topic for me personally.
Gotcha, man. Thanks for sharing that, though.
So did you guys have like a hotline number or something where people could, um, you know, have any advice or seeking treatment?
I think we're going to add that into the slideshow, but we just forgot.
Okay.
But yeah, we definitely wanted to add in the part in the conclusion about just different like counseling and like therapists you can go to.
I think the emergency number off the top of my head is 988.
988 is the emergency number? Okay, good.
That's actually pretty spot on.
I read it on the highway on my way to work. So, you know.
And then the website's 988lifeline.org.
Any other questions? Comments?
What are the most, I have a question. What are the most common things that trigger an anxiety attack?
I think some of them are just feeling like overworking yourself or just feeling overwhelmed um with your personal life or um just something personal that's happening in your life. I think it's like different things.
Mhm.
It's like different for everyone.
Okay. Is some severe and some are just less like more tolerable, would you say?
I think so. I think maybe it's a spectrum where some are more tolerable and some are more severe. I think some people can detect when they're having one and some can't.
And there
So
is medication for stuff like that, right? Like for those that have severely.
yeah, um, things that can like help you calm, not like calm down, but to reduce the chances. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, I can speak from experience. I mean, I'm not part of your group, but as somebody who has generalized anxiety disorder, my own medication does work like that, and it does reduce the likelihood that I'm going to freak out about something because it takes my brain down from being on constant I'm gonna die to like, I might die, maybe, which helps a lot.
Hmm. Yeah. And a lot of the counseling, I believe, is covered by insurance too.
I don't know if it's true or not, but do they like prescribe like was it what's it called, municipal marijuana or something like that? I don't know if that's true or not, but is that something that's like a thing for people to help with their anxiety?
Yeah, so it is. So it's what it is, it's a relaxer, in a way. So similar to how some actual anxiety medication, the way it works is it reduces your nervous system activity. Marijuana has that same effect in a way.
And even like if it's not a severe like disorder that happens regularly, it's just once in a while if you're panicked about something in the future, there are just non-medicated, just like over the counter, even vitamins that just lower your cortisol levels to make you more relaxed and just not as prone to anxiety attacks or panic attacks.
Thanks for sharing.
Okay, is that it? All right. Good job, everyone. And I certainly can see good improvement. Sometimes I feel like all of the lecturing I do to you might fall on deaf ears, but um, you're looking a lot better than you did the first day, for sure. You're sounding a lot better as well. I think for the most part, the eye contact is something that most of you could benefit from increasing, looking more into your camera to speak to the audience. Um, and of course, practice, practice, practice. But I do understand that this is an accelerated class. Most classes are like 15, 16 weeks. So it is accelerated. And you had a lot of speeches to do in this class, a lot of speeches to do in this class. So um, just remember, practice, practice, practice. It really does help. And it really does help to outline your ideas so that you can properly organize them in a way that helps the audience. Because it's really not about you, it's about the audience coming around to your way of thinking, or them just following you in the manner in which you intend for them to get that message. That's the key thing. You have a message, you want a certain message to get across in a certain way. So if you cause distraction through your delivery, then your message gets interrupted and it's not getting through the way that you intend for it to get through. So it's all about guiding that audience, making that audience really stay with you, follow you, and understand what it is that you are intending to say. But overall, I do think everybody improved from day one. And of course, you all got a lot more comfortable working with the same group of people over time. And as I said from the beginning, most everybody was starting out the same way. And regardless of how great an orator you are, you will always have nerves. Everyone has a little nerves when they have to speak in front of a group. It's just some of us experience more anxiety than others. But again, practice and knowledge of that subject matter really, really helps to tamp some of that anxiety down. And it also helps the audience to have more credibility in what you're saying to them. Okay. Anybody want to say anything or have any questions about anything? This is our last video chat class. So next week is the actual last class. You have till next week to complete everything. So exam 2 will be open until 8/12. It's been open for a few weeks now, but it's going to close on August the 12th at 11:59. You also have a peer evaluation that will be due on August the 9th, 11:59, as well as the self-evaluation personal response paper. That's also due on August the 9th. If I sent you an email throughout the semester and I told you I needed something from you and you haven't gotten it in, you have till August 9th to get it to me. Okay? August 9th. I still will look at it. But that's it. That's the absolute. Then I'm going to take off for it as well. And then finally, the student survey is due August 12th, next Monday at 11:59. Okay, with that being said, I just want to extend my best wishes to everybody for a great college experience. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your summer. What's left of it. You spent all of it with us, but I was happy to work with you this semester. So stay safe and good night.
Good night.
A college experience made better with clubs.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Have a good summer.
Thank you, Emma.
Thanks, Professor. Best of wishes for the rest of your summer, all right?
Take care.
Thank you, you too, man.
Whoa.
Professor, question for you. I'm so sorry. I just want to go over what I still need to submit to you one last time so I can get everything in. I know I owe you a couple things. I've been trying to catch up on like 4 classes.
Okay, let's look and see here.
So I know I owe you the informative speech still, so I'm gonna
The
upload that
informative
tonight.
speech, yeah, send me that video for the informative speech. The critiques, any critiques you may have missed.
Gotcha. Those are gonna be the peer critiques,
And
correct?
do what you can, okay? But you're
Okay.
doing well, Anthony. You're not failing this class. You're like way far from it.
Gotcha. Okay, I just wanted to be sure.
Probably like a B plus, A minus right now, like that. You're doing well.
Okay, thank you so much.
Do
I
what you
appreciate
can,
it.
and you're gonna finish this semester out. You're gonna be happy with your grades.
Thank you. I appreciate it so much.
Okay, take care and be safe, Anthony.
You as well, Professor. Thank you for everything again.
Mm-hmm.
Have a great summer.
You too. Bye bye.